Charlene puts them on YouTube. The YouTube channel. Is that live? Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm down in Cincinnati this weekend.
Oh my goodness.
I'm visiting my daughter and son-in-law and granddaughter.
Aw,
Yeah.
son-in-law that likes the socks?
Yep. I've got to get started on his Christmas ones
Uh,
before he asks. He will ask. My daughter just popped in and said he will be asking, so I better get started. He's got big feet, so I have to make the large, so they take longer than a little
You
bit
can have
longer.
a fan club.
Yep.
Do you ever make him those socks like Nicola was making her husband?
No, I should try those.
I just
sometime.
remember I was reminded because she was saying that he had feet like Yeti, I think she said.
Yeah.
It was
The Yeti
great.
monster. So what are you working on?
I am just starting my
Ooh.
pressed flowers cardigan.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm using this Dos Tierras.
Uh-huh.
Was gonna be a Geiger,
Oh, yes.
but I decided to make this. I might still make a Geiger, but this yarn looks really good with the midsummer spin cycle that I chose.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few pictures of, what did I do there? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Of the pressed flower cardigan or the shawl, and they look very pretty, but very, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it was on my to-do list anyway, and then somebody on Instagram made one longer. And
mm-hmm,
it's like, there you go.
yeah.
That's more me.
That's like the one that you got the yarn for, but turned it into a Trinnigan, the of Andrea's
Oh, the framed,
framed, yeah.
the
It's like,
framed.
okay, I would have to make that a lot longer. Maybe not a lot
All of her
longer.
stuff. All
Yeah,
of her
yeah,
stuff is designed for 30 somethings.
yeah,
And good for her.
yeah. Good for her, but I gotta make it a little bit longer. Since she's moving back to Michigan, she may start making things a little longer.
I don't know, she was in Maine.
Yeah,
It's like
maybe not.
it's like frying pan to fire, I think. Maybe
Yeah,
not though. If she lived on the coast, isn't that more temperate?
I think so. I haven't heard exactly where she's moving back to in Michigan. I don't know if she's moving back to the Lansing area or up north area. Because at one
Yeah, I
time I
don't,
thought it was up there too.
I'm guessing anywhere in the state is still closer to family because she had said something
Yeah,
about being closer to family.
yeah. It's always good to be close to family.
Hang on a sec. Charlie's coming over to get the trailer.
Diane's coming on.
Yeah, speaking of family, I'm texting with my youngest. They're still getting moved into their house there.
They're the ones that moved in across the lake from you?
Yeah, yep. They're living over there, but they've got still, well, yesterday the sod went in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Let's see how Nurse Diane is doing.
I'm here. I'm just having trouble finding the picture.
Okay.
Finding your video?
Well, I'm there, but
Okay.
I started on Dale's laptop and it's just being weird. We'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
You started on
Mine has-
Dale's.
Laptop,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
and it's not cooperating.
Dang it. Is he doing okay today?
There
we
you
go.
are.
He is. He got up he needed a pain pill at 2 and then again at 6.
Well, that's not bad for
And-
the first night.
Well, he has a pain pump too.
Oh, okay.
And so he kind of put the boost on the pump. And as a matter of fact, I have to give him pain pill right now.
Nurse
she-
Diane on duty.
I wonder if she got a timer or something that tells her.
There he is.
Hi, Dale. Hope you're
Hi,
feeling better.
Dale. Glad it went well.
Oh my.
That's where they go.
They're back in the big house.
Yeah, back in the big house. PT's coming. Doc called this morning. PT's coming at noon.
Okay.
Wow, that's great.
This doctor is unbelievable. He is dynamite. Just
Oh, excellent.
so good.
Excellent.
Where was it done at?
What's it called now? Corwell Surgery, across from Oakwood, Maine.
Okay.
So he We got there at 6. He was in surgery around 7:15, 7:30. 7:30 is when they took him back. And Doc was out at 9:15 telling me how Dale was doing.
Wow.
And an hour, he said, they'll come and get you in about an hour. I said, okay. Almost, probably 55 minutes. And then there was someone that came in to show me how to work the pain pump.
Yeah.
And then right after he sat down, hooked it up, they came to get me to take me back to the room.
Great.
I said, which way do I go?
Wow.
He said, I'll take her back. So we're good.
Well, at least they're, efficient and timely. That beats sitting around worrying. I
Well, and
think.
it's amazing nowadays too. When I started in nursing, a knee replacement would have been probably at least a week in the hospital.
I was overnight in the hospital.
Yeah.
And then
For him to be
16.
outpatient.
he was outpatient at the
Yeah.
surgical center.
Wow,
I mean, that's,
amazing.
Roxanne, had her hip replaced, and I think she did outpatient. I know it was offered that she could have been on outpatient, and it's like, I've won overnight. It's like, nope, you're doing this, keep me overnight one night, but they're like, nope, you can go home.
Well, I'm driving his F-150 because it can't fit in my Focus.
I don't know
Holy-
why.
And it was, when we went out to the truck, it was, oh my gosh, is he going to be able to get in? Because it's his left leg. And we had the
Oh.
seat all the way back,
Yeah.
and he has an extended cab, an extended bed. And yet, that was the first time I drove his truck. I said, I'm not driving it. It's too
Yeah.
big. And then I was
Wow.
like, I guess I'm driving it.
Guess I'm driving you home.
So she looks at the truck. Oh, really nice truck. And then we open the door. She goes, okay, they ended up almost laying down the front seat so that he could, because he had to keep his legs straight.
Oh yeah.
But they did say that when he woke up in surgery, he stretched and bent both knees.
Oh.
Wow.
We're like, oh my God. And now you're going to see my Roger go by because I'm in the dining room. Here it comes. Woo, woo.
Hello.
There's
Hey,
my-
Roger.
Never know who you'll meet up with on a Saturday.
Yeah.
and we had to move the dining room table in a different direction. Oh, dang it. I tried to get rid of Paula. Okay. See if I can get that. Oh, there we go. Before I got on, I was texting everybody to give them an update on Dale.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that PT comes to the house now too.
Yeah.
And I think in Bruno is the therapist. And he's really well known in Dearborn. I've never met the man, but he's tough. And I think Dale's doctor did that intentionally.
Yeah.
Gave him somebody that
Would make him hold him accountable to do his exercises when PT's not there.
exactly.
That's the only way it works.
Well, Bruno, I text my friend who knows Bruno, and she says, "Oh, good. He takes no prisoners."
My daughter-in-law does OT, home health OT. And, she's kind of that way too. She's like, well, I can just sit here and we can chat, but you're not going to get any better and it's not helping you at all. But
Isn't that the
let's
truth?
let's get going.
I'll show you my socks I'm working on.
Oh, yeah,
let's
please.
see.
I need it portable.
Your hospital waiting room socks.
Here we go.
Ooh, you got
Oh,
far
wow.
yesterday.
Really
Look
good
at
progress.
Oh, no,
that.
this is a week's worth.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I thought, man.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
dang, you're
good.
fast on the socks.
No, not that good. I'm using fixation,
Uh-huh.
and I find that is such a forgiving yarn when you're doing socks.
Yeah.
Our niece said one time, I never have a pair of socks that fit me right. Whine. She didn't really whine. But so I made her a huge pair of socks. And she takes a 12 anyway, and they were too big.
Oh,
So she throws them in the washer and dryer and she's ready to go.
yeah. Well,
And then
that's
when they
good.
stretch out, she puts them back in the washer and dryer.
Well, so you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose to use fixation for my friend.
Is that the Cascade yarn that's got the elastic in it?
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know some
got the
people were
string.
recommending that for even like chemo hats.
That's what I remember making from that. Yeah.
See how sketchy?
I really like your colors. I wonder if they
Wow.
still make that.
Oh, I bought this long time ago.
Maybe it
But-
would pop up in a Facebook sale.
My
It might.
Darlene said that she used to carry a lot of fixation because I was telling her
Yeah.
what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But
She did at
She's-
one time. You never know if she'll find some in the back corner that she didn't remember she had.
So it was, yeah, what is it, like 15 years ago that was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So you got to dig deep in your stash to find it.
I
Did you-
have 4 more skeins, not that color, but
Ooh.
in my stash. So I'm going to be making more.
Is
Yeah.
one skein enough for 2 socks?
No, you have to have 1 skein for each.
That's
foot.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That lends itself to 2 at a time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I printed out speaking of it's kind of 2 at a time. I printed out the directions for the penguin,
Oh, yeah?
or the pattern for the penguin, and it says to wind the main color into 2 balls. And I'm like, okay, so my brain's trying to figure that out. But, and then, because I'm almost done with this cowl, and then I'll
Well, let's see.
finish that stitch. This is Andrew Mauer's
Ooh,
The
Day.
night and day. Oh, I love your colors. Did you make it out of that same yarn that Charlene did?
Yeah, the lamb and goat.
Lamb and goat.
Yeah.
that is
Love
pretty.
your colors.
It's a plum, and like it's hard, might be hard to see on the screen, but it's a plum and a teal.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
And then I found when I was going through my stash looking for the December knit along gnome, I found I had another skein of plum, and so I just got another teal, and then I'll make a hat, either the one Charlene did, or I found another one that's color work, would take, the same type of colors, so
Cool.
I'll do that. But then thanks to Jean, I signed up, signed up on Ravelry, got the pattern for the pre-pattern for the December gnome knit along.
Yes.
And now I just had to figure out, I thought, okay, well, I have the white cream, I have red, but now I gotta figure out 2 other colors to go that I don't have to go with it.
You're gonna try to make it like Christmassy colors or just, I usually do mine so they always sit out year round,
Yeah, I don't know if I'll make them Christmassy, because then I saw ones that were kind of pink, purple, and blue, and I'm like, ooh, I like that. So I just have basically I have the white/cream, and that's all I've got for it. So I have no idea what the rest of it's gonna look like. Oh shoot, what am I doing? Getting ahead of myself. I'm on the last repeat before I do an I-cord bind off on this. And then you soak it, and then you stitch it together. You block it and then stitch it together.
Sweet.
So I'll be happy that this will be done.
I finished my Halloween cowl. I haven't blocked it yet. I figured, hey, I've got almost a year. Might as well not hurt on that.
Yep.
I was trying to finish it on Halloween Day, and I think I ended up finishing it like the 2nd of November.
Yeah, not bad.
That's another knit along thing that people do. She does one every year, and I think it's 13 days. She gives you a clue every day.
Well,
So
that's
of
not
course,
bad.
I was behind from the get-go.
Yeah.
I was always that student.
Yeah, it seems like on knit alongs, I start out okay, and then it's like, boom. You know, when they're a clue every day or every week or something. I like the ones where it's every week because it gives me a little better shot, but
Right.
at least the one in December for the gnome, it's not 24 days of clues. It's,
Right.
you know, she may be a clue, then the next day was a recipe, and then the next day was a story plot, and then the next day was a clue. So you had
Right.
a couple days to,
A little more manageable.
yeah. And Diane, I was packing up as you were starting to text before I hit the road. I'm down in Cincinnati at my daughter's, visiting for the weekend. And I am winding. I thought, yeah, you know, I'll take my cowl and finish that up. And I thought, ooh, I might finish it. I better, you know, we can't have just one project when we travel. So
No.
I wound up 3 hanks of those terras to make a friendship shawl. So I'm like, yep, got those.
Yeah, that was a good project. I thought it was a good project.
Yeah, and that one seems like a very mindless,
Somewhat.
Is
somewhat
it called
easy
the friendship cup?
friendship shawl. Yeah, that's the name of it. Malabrigo did a knit along with it this year.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one was. I think it was an existing pattern. from
Yeah,
one of
and then
their
they
books
just, yeah.
they
Hey,
used.
Gabby. Oh, that's okay. What? No, she came. She's gonna climb up on my bed. My grandpuppy, I stole her bed last night. Where she sleeps during the day. And so now she's coming in to take it back. She's like, what are these blankets doing on my bed? She was so confused because she's like, wait a minute, Grandma's here. Grandma's always at her house. I don't get it.
Oh, that's so funny, isn't it? When dogs meet up with you out of place.
Yeah, she was like, she didn't bark like she was, you know, there was an intruder coming in, mommy, alert. No, she was just like, hi, Grandma, but why are you at our house and we're not at your house? And
my
Is this
son
the one?
take their dogs to work.
no,
Ooh, what was that one?
Friendship shawl.
Oh, a different one. I'll show you the finished one.
I'm not bringing it. I'll find it on. It's this one.
Ooh. That is pretty. Oh my
Ooh,
gosh.
Jean, look at that.
Oh, wow.
It'll go well with my. Yeah, it went pretty quickly. I
That,
didn't pick out the colors. Somebody else had picked them out. And I was like, oh, I like those.
wow.
Well, I'm making it as a gift for a friend's mom. So I can show you 2 of the other colors downstairs. This is one color, kind of
Ooh,
a rust.
Pretty.
Totally not my colors, Jean. Then the chocolate brown. And then I've
Yeah.
got the Howl melon to go in with it. So,
Oh, that'll be nice.
yeah.
Oh, I see your fancy computer generated yarn bowl.
Oh, yep. I got a new one. I got a pink one.
That is so cool. I
That-
wonder if you could make those little, okay, I gotta get up again.
I think she bumped her head getting up.
These things come in you can get them from Loopy U when you do because they'll have like the Christmas kit with all like the little buttons and everything. It's this little
Oh, I'll have to talk to him about that. That you attach it to the bottom of your gnome.
yep, you
have it
just sew
sit.
it on and then it sits nice and flat. There's probably
Where'd you
one right there too. I don't know why I walked all the way in the other room, but
You
yeah,
want to get your steps in.
yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna get 20,000 like Charlene does though. Well, the first number will probably be a 2. I just will lack a 0, that's all.
When Dale and I went in a couple of weeks ago, she says she was sitting, I think she was knitting, and Dale was sitting knitting. And I was standing behind one of the chairs because I was looking around to see all the stuff and walking around. She goes, sit down. And I went, no, I'm looking. And she said, well, then I guess I have to stand up. So I get it was steps, but it was when you're not actually walking.
Does she
yeah.
does she lift her feet up and down and that?
No,
Yeah,
she just kind of swings like. Does she lift
Yeah,
her
she kind of swings and marches in place.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I missed the marching.
Well, I think her strategy was to do all that so she could go eat all that wonderful food in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
She's really sending some beautiful pictures.
Oh gosh,
Oh, yeah.
those aquarium pictures. Oh my goodness.
Those little penguins are too adorable.
Yeah.
And Donna sent us a picture of a really neat train.
Oh, did she go? It must have gone on the wine train.
Maybe she didn't put anything under it. I have no idea where it was other than this is for Dale.
Jenny's posted some on the trap. Did she post them on the travel site? And they're like sitting out the window.
Really?
So how many of her knitting gang are with her on this trip?
I know of at least, I know of 4 of them.
That is so cool. Because yarn shops just move right up in priority then, don't they?
Well, they've already been to one. I know Sunny went a couple days early, like Charlene and Donna did. And Charlene's goal was to sleep to avoid jet lag, and not Sunny, Sandra. She had a whole list of places to go, including yarn shops she had found right there by, where they were at. So she was all ready to go.
Well, I didn't see the aquarium. Now I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
But they sit, Diane, they sit on the window ledge.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's Jenny, and we're sitting on the window ledge with their feet like hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to see if she's got those in the travel one. Because I was like, oh no.
So is it like, I figured it's sometime she's either 12 or 14 hours ahead of us?
I think there's 16 ahead of us.
Oof.
Somebody said 14. Because I asked how many? Who said? Don't know.
I'll make sure not to message her unless it's evening here then, right?
Yeah. Well, at least part of Australia, Sydney, Australia, they're 16 hours ahead. So
Okay,
maybe in Melbourne, there was a 2-hour difference. Might have been a time difference.
man,
But even in Sydney, it's 2:30 in the morning tomorrow.
right now, okay.
Yeah, right now. So either way, it's in the middle of the
14
night.
hours ahead of us, right? 10:30, 12:30, 2:30.
So
No, 16. Never mind,
that'd be
Matt.
16. If it's
10:30 would be 12. So if it's 2:30, that would be 16, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's late. It's middle of the night wherever they
Yeah.
are.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they left Melbourne and were headed into what I consider the outback part of the country.
Now, has she been to there before?
No,
So cool that they get to do that.
yeah.
I do not have that sense of adventure.
This is the train that Donna sent.
Oh,
Isn't
yep.
that neat?
That would be
Is
one
that
deal.
is that a smaller scale train?
No, see the people over here standing?
Okay,
It's
yeah.
a regular size train.
Okay. Interesting.
Isn't that neat? Dale's joined Charlene's travel Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I know even before she started the travel page, she liked to post them because she said that and write what they were, because that way she could go back and remember. Because she said by the time she got home and just would start going through pictures, there's no guarantee she's gonna remember what each thing was and where they were and what day it was. And so it was a good way to document it too.
That's cool.
She's even in the pictures.
I
That's
know.
scary.
Yeah, she got people to actually got pictures of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, she was organizing the luggage at the curb, and I'm like, okay, turn around, smile. And she's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she's like, I took them with my camera, and then she's like, wait, take some with mine. So
Yeah, those are nice pictures too.
yeah, it started the adventure.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate not having to worry about their car while they're.
No,
What
and
car
you
does
guys,
Charlene drive?
well, they just have the one car, Randy's truck.
Oh, okay.
You guys took Donna down, didn't you?
No,
No.
offered, but she said, well, at first her parents were going to come over and take care of the dog for
Right.
the month. And Donna said, are you sure? Because she doesn't have a bathroom on the main floor.
Right.
Bedroom and bathroom are upstairs. And mom doesn't do well with stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it got closer, she said, oh, we're not gonna be able to stay a month. So she has one of her nephews. So I don't know if it was her parents that took her or her nephew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and Sandra got a bus from Brighton to the airport. So Jenny and Doug took her to the bus. I'm not sure where you catch the bus in Brighton. And then it just dropped her off the United Terminal and away they went.
Wonder how much it costs to get an Uber.
I don't know.
I've never been in an Uber.
I've only been my husband's. I got family that have done it a lot, but I've only done it once, and that was from Wixom to Howell to pick up my car.
There you go.
The day before, I could not get one from Howell to Wixom. There were no Ubers available to do that.
Wow.
And so my husband had to tell him at work, I gotta go pick up Carolyn at the dealership and drive out and get me. And then hindsight, I'm thinking, Wonder if maybe from Brighton to Wixom I could have got one. I didn't try that because I could have got the car dealership to at least take me to somewhere in Brighton and been picked up there. And then having to go back to pick the car up was in the middle of a work day too. And I'm like, well, let me see if I can get one from Wixom to Howell. And I was able to in reverse, so that worked out. But
Huh.
and the lady was really nice, and we chatted the whole way.
Fun.
I'm gonna have an Uber take me. His name is Frank, to get my car detailed.
Yep.
Yep.
I've never had my car detailed. Well, they said it was detailed, but we went up to Zealand, one of my friends, she has her vehicles detailed every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, so I made an appointment for Tuesday, and I have to have it there between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So Frank's gonna follow me over, drop off my vehicle, and then when they call me to pick it up, he'll take me over to pick up my car. But
Yep.
Nice.
from being at camp, oh my God, my vehicle is so dusty. I mean, I dust it and I don't
Right.
drive it, and more dust falls on my window and my dashboard and everything. It's like,
Yeah.
so they shampoo, where when I had it detailed before, they did, it was just inside rather. They vacuumed and washed the windows and that type of thing. But what they're doing is amazing. I looked at Dale and I said, do I need all that? He said, yeah.
Yeah, get it done. Hi, baby.
Make
Yep,
it
you might as
feel
well
like
get
brand
it
new.
done.
Do they spray
Yeah,
new
I
car
was-
smell in it?
I think, yeah, they do something. But Irene's, I noticed, it's like, I'm like, it's a brand new car. She goes, no, it's not. I just had detail. I went, okay.
I know I was gonna ask for that for Christmas on my other car, and then instead we just got the new car. So I didn't
well,
need
there
to
you go.
ask for it.
There you
That's fine.
go.
But I noticed just driving back and forth, the Howell twice a week with all the construction on 96 and the dust, it was just a dust bowl. So every Tuesday I run my car through the car wash to get all the dust off for the from the highway.
Wow.
And then usually on Friday I run it through again. I have a car wash subscription, so I can run it through as every day of the week if I wanted to. I can only do it once a day, but I could do it every day of the week if I wanted.
Oh, that's a pretty good subscription.
Yep. I know when I did a Christmas card class at Jenny's house. She lives on some dirt roads, and it was right after rain, and I thought, oh, the mud. And I thought, I better get a wash before I actually pull in the driveway. So I just zipped through the car wash, and my husband has special drying towels so we can get rid of the water spots. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, I do the best I can, but
I watched her when I was at camp. I looked out, I was sitting on the porch and I see the neighbor across the street, and she just took a rag, and then went over her windows in the car, and it was like a real fine dust. And I thought, wow, I'm gonna try that. And it worked. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. But then if it gets a dew or any type of moisture, then it becomes ugly.
yeah. Well, we had some type of sticky aphid type sap coming off our trees this
Ooh.
year, all
Ooh.
summer and fall long, and everything was sticky. And so I couldn't park my car all the way up the driveway because it would just be just sticky to touch. And then if you go through the dust and it just looked terrible, and the side of the house was sticky. I mean, you rinse it and it comes right off, but until it would rain, so I spent a lot of time washing the car just to get the sticky stuff off.
It
Now
was from the trees, or was it bugs, or?
we think it was some type of aphid bug on the elm trees
Mm,
that just this year exploded, and at first we thought it was just tree sap, unusual tree sap that was, off season, but when my husband did a lot of investigating on it and said it was I think it was the aphid bug.
hmm.
So I'm kind of glad they're gone right now, so I don't have to deal with that. Are you moving back here? No. Yeah, we moved from the bed to her bed behind me.
How long are you gonna be at your daughter's?
This weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, for the weekend. We're going exploring, doing some shopping. They took me out to a nice park area last night that has shopping area, and then they're setting up for the ice skating rink for winter. But we walked around the park and then had ice cream, brought ice cream home, and hung out. So
And you said Cincinnati?
yes,
Isn't it like the southern end of Ohio?
yep.
Boy, they're putting their ice rink out? Cool, maybe we will have winter.
Well, yeah, they're getting set up. I don't know how it's gonna. It's supposed to open next weekend. I'm not sure.
Well, they can probably do that. Art of, they run refrigerant through the bottom of those things somehow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really nice out here. Crazy traffic getting here,
Wow, I bet.
but there's a lot of surprisingly a lot of heavy traffic, but it's 75, so 75 always has traffic through Ohio. You hit Dayton, and I hit there like 4 o'clock-ish, 4:30, so that wasn't good timing on my part. And plus it was construction, and so it was just bumper to bumper all the way the rest of the way, and then there was an accident, so Katie directed me a different way off, and I kind of went back roads to get to her, but to get to where I knew to get to her place, which probably saved another half hour, 45 minutes.
Wow.
Because it was just crazy. But it's from my house, it's 275 to 75 to 275 to her house.
And how long did it take?
Normally it takes about 4 hours. It should have taken 4 hours. It took almost 5 with some of the slowdowns, but it was all good. I was in the new car, and my husband just kept saying, don't mind your speed limit through Ohio, mind your speed limit through, because he knows I have a lead foot, so I was extra careful.
I have to put in cruise control, otherwise my foot gets very heavy.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to going up north, and when you hit Midland, you usually have no traffic and the speed limit increases. I'm used to that type of driving. It's like going through parts of Cincinnati. It's like, oh, it's 60 here. I'm like, 60? Wait a minute. What am I doing?
There was a guy on the news last night talking about how fast people are going. And he said, well, around here on the freeway is around 80, 85. Really? So they're supposed to be putting up cameras in this area, and I can't remember where it was. And so that the cameras will detect who's going fast and issue them a ticket.
Yeah.
And the guy said, wow, I'm going to be getting a lot of tickets because I go really fast. And I thought, you fool. You said that on TV, on news.
Yeah.
They're going to find you.
I know our subdivision, would always ask the city, can you increase, there's a lot of speeding, especially when school starts and when it gets warmer after winter. Can you increase patrols, like before and after school or, in the morning and evening? Because there's just a lot of speeding. And they're like, yeah, but, we have found in the past that a lot of times the people we stop are people that live in the sub. It's like, well, that's okay too. Whoever it is, they shouldn't be doing it. So if they live in the sub, that's fine. If they don't live in the sub, that's fine. Whoever you get, you get.
Well, if they live in the sub, they ought to know what the speed limit is, right?
Yeah, they ought to know better.
If they live in the sub, they should have to pay double. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, and it's hard to get anything, in our subdivision. They tried to get stop signs rather than, a yield, because people yield is like, okay, wave at the guy going by,
Yeah,
but don't slow down. No.
yeah. Yeah, we tried we tried asking for speed bumps, we tried asking for everything, and Safety Officer Bob from Oakland County, traffic division is like, well, we can do traffic studies, but if they show that you don't need them in your sub, or the speed bumps will tear up the plows. And
Well, there's a type of speed bump that was, well, the one in front of the police department, it's recessed. It was actually during COVID, and they were weighing trucks,
okay,
and they left it there, and it's like a speed bump going in front of the police station. And it's not right on Michigan Avenue, it's a bypass.
right.
I'm using my Christmas color from yarn from last year to make Nicola's cowl, the one that begins with the T that I can't.
Oh, Chup inverter, yeah,
Sure.
yeah. That was kind of a fun one to do. I did that in a hospital waiting room too.
I started it. I'll have to find it and dig it back out.
Yeah,
It's kind of a no-brainer when you
once you get
want
going,
something.
once you get going on it, it's like, yep. And then I sit there and I'm utterly amazed. It's like, how did she know how did she figure this out?
Yeah.
I remember thinking that too, as I looked at it, I was like, it's just like a knitting genius. Man.
Yeah, and the number of stitches doesn't change, and it still blows my mind.
It's like engineering. It's not just knit. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but cool.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to have my 10:30 protein snack there.
It's okay.
So now I won't be hungry for lunch, but I'll work it out.
You can just keep knitting right through lunch.
There you go.
And she doesn't have a hat on, so that means no migraines.
Oh.
I had a couple good days this week. Today's not quite as good, but it's also not really sunny.
So that helps.
It's like the partly cloudy sort of thing that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolyn, I don't know if light bugs you when you're having migraines, but
Yeah.
it's like, we'll have so many cloudy days and I'll think, and then the next day you wake up and it's a bright sunny day, which is beautiful, but
yeah, I had to fight one off the other day. I was driving home from errands and the sun was bright outside, which at that point I was okay, but it hit like the metal reflected off metal of the car in front of me that bounced back into my eyes just the wrong way. And I could just, it just like, I was like, uh-oh. And I was almost home. So I was like, okay. And so I'm like trying to relax the eyes and, say, okay, get home. And then as soon as I got home, got everything inside, I just sat in the recliner, sometimes if I close my eyes for a little bit and just kind of try to get that sensation off, then I'm okay, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Right.
Luckily that time it did. I was like, I kind of
Good.
snoozed for like an hour with my eyes shut and I was able to fight it off, but
Perfect.
man, it's not easy sometimes.
No, I know it. If we're driving around in the car, and like when the sun's just coming up or whatever, I'll just take my hat off and I'll hold it like between me and the sun, so it's not gonna
Yeah.
get me. I don't care
Yeah.
if people think I'm crazy anymore. I pretty much am crazy, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you're so fun.
Yeah, thanks. But we got up yesterday, so I don't know if you guys have sandhill cranes like within driving distance of where you live, but there's
Yeah.
there's a pond probably half a mile from here. And then, they get out on the big fields during the day. They like to sleep on the swamp and then they like to be on the fields during the day. So we'll go driving around and we found a swamp that, I don't know, it's maybe 5 miles from here. And we saw a few cranes. So we went by yesterday morning, like probably 7:45 when we got there. Hundreds and hundreds of cranes. It was
Oh, wow.
so cool.
Wow.
Just like, that's one of our winter hobbies is driving around finding the dang cranes. But I want to think some of them go south, don't they?
If they were smart.
Exactly. But there's a lot that just spend the whole winter here.
Well, there's a lot of birds that so far have not gone south.
Yeah, the
A lot of
herons are still
bluebirds.
here.
Even like,
We're not seeing a lot, but we've seen a few, and that makes me wonder if they're like herons heading south from, like northern Michigan or however north they go. Maybe they're passing through here now. I don't know.
yeah, because we still have bluebirds and sparrows and the birds that are usually gone by now.
Oh, wow, bluebirds. Okay. You said
It's like,
bluebird. I heard, what's that? Blue jay.
yeah, we've had some of those too. It's like, okay, don't you know it's gonna get cold eventually here? Yeah, might want to run.
Yeah, no kidding.
Might want to getting's good.
I feel like the hummingbirds were gone a little bit sooner this year than last year, at least from what I could see at my house. Maybe we'll have an actual cold winter and the lake will freeze over and stay frozen. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we're supposed to be cold. I've heard two different reports, but I've heard the longer it stays, warm now, the further it pushes back the onset of the cold.
Right, okay.
So it might shorten the actual season a bit.
That would be okay too.
Yeah. How long does Dale keep his pain pump?
It's gonna last him between 3 and 4 days, depending on how many times he gets the boost.
Okay.
And then we just mail it in.
Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of like a pacemaker just under the skin, and the nerves on his upper thigh on the outside.
Okay.
And they said that when it comes time to, it's gone, it's done, that put a wet cloth on it for about a half hour on the
Mhm.
site. And because it's in like a clear plastic with tape around it.
Right.
And because hairy legs, but they did shave. And he said that way it won't be as tough pulling it off. So,
Right.
but they were so nice.
Well, I'm glad it is going well so far.
Yes, knock on wood, continues.
Yeah.
My
But he's
sister-in-law
like-
had
Pardon me?
her knee done a few years back, and at the time they were living in a tri-level. So
Ooh.
she, she didn't have the bathroom and she didn't have everything on one floor, so she actually had to go to rehab for a while so that she could, get good enough to come back home. But now she had her other knee done not too long ago and she was able to come home, so because they moved.
Well, they asked Dale, do you have bedroom and bathroom on the main floor? Is your bedroom and bathroom on the main floor? And he said, yes. So I waited till we got out of there and I said, we don't have bedroom on the main floor. What are you talking about? You gotta take 10 steps up. Well, like what we did before, I'll just sleep in the lazy boy. And I have to be there for from surgery, 48 hours. So that if he has to get up to do anything, put the belt on, put the stabilizer on.
Right.
And so we went through that orientation yesterday. And it was very nice.
Yeah.
And his doctor I can't say enough good things about the man. And granted, we were in the surgical center and he came out and he talked to me and then he went back. And then you could see him meandering, going for the next patient he had talked to before surgery. And you could see him doing one of these numbers, looking at his other patients, looking in there, making sure everybody's okay. And then he
Yeah.
back in surgery and then back again.
That's nice.
He's just incredible.
Oh, that's good.
And for him to call this morning, I'm like,
Yeah. That's unusual.
Yeah, it's pretty typical for someone to call, but not for your actual doctor to call. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And I was in the back room and the way we moved the furniture around, I can be in the back room and see him in the living room. And
Right.
I heard his voice and I came out, went into the living room and I said, is that house here? He said, yeah. Wow.
Does Dale have a bell to ring when he needs you?
No, he does have one. I haven't given it to him yet.
He can text you, right?
That's what I told him. I said, I'm going upstairs for my shower. He said, but I said, your phone's right there. So if you need me, text me. But Frank was up already.
Yeah.
Because he had to be out of here at 7:30. So I was only up there for a short period without someone being on the main floor.
Right. Well, as long as he doesn't get up without help, that's the main thing.
They said, you have to be careful. If you're not, you're going to fall and then you're going to be in big trouble.
Yeah.
He definitely does not want to fall.
No.
But his first walk into the bathroom this morning, he was I said, you know, you're moving awfully fast. Yeah. And he keeps going. And I have my hand inside the belt. And I said, do you want to sit down? You're getting sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I quick got him a chair and sat him down. And he sat down for about 10 minutes. It seemed like 10 minutes. Maybe it was 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
But be careful, mister.
Yeah. The PT will be a big help. And you'll keep him on his toes to make sure he does his therapy.
And then down the road, he'll have to go to PT, right? After a few
Oh,
weeks.
yeah.
Okay.
Bruno's coming today, pretty much, my opinion, is to start him with exercises, but kind of evaluate him at the same time to see how many visits he needs to have.
Right. Yeah.
Someone's sneaking behind you.
Yeah, that's my daughter. She's checking on Gabby. They're just sleeping back there snoring.
She's hiding.
Gabby's used to Zoom and video calls. I'm in Katie's office. So Gabby's used to that. Sometimes she gets a little vocal. She'll pull out a squeaky toy right when Katie's supposed to be talking, giving, her directions or her part of the training to the, everybody. And all of a sudden, Gabby will grab her pizza and toy and start squeaking it. She'd been sleeping the whole time, and then as soon as it's Katie's turn to talk, she'll start squeaking her toy.
I want you to pay attention to me.
Yes.
I'm using my swivel cables.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I tried using them before and it just wasn't clicking. But
Right.
they nice today.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
I'll have to try mine again then. Because I don't know if it was the yarn or what, but they would like get stuck at the where the swivelly thing was.
Yeah.
So is it like a learning curve, or do you think it might be like the wrong yarn doesn't work with it?
I kind of think you have to break it in. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I will get them back out and give them another go.
Well, every once in a while it'll stick a tiny bit, but it keeps getting lesser and lesser times to do it.
Okay.
And what did you say you're working on making with that?
That cowl,
Oh,
Nicole,
that's right. Yeah, that cow. Okay, yeah. I'm like, she told me, but I can't
there's
remember.
black stitches.
Yes.
It's a big cowl. I can't remember what name it was either.
I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't-
never mind. Trapelverton or what?
yeah.
Sure, okay. And she said she has a hat and gloves to go with it too.
And I think socks.
And socks, wow.
Your son-in-law might need some cool socks like that.
Yep. I might have to make him some different socks.
So when are you ladies going to start the knit along for January, February?
I don't know. When do you want to start?
I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying just doing my own thing,
Yeah.
without a deadline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I got this pressed flowers cardigan started.
Ooh,
I wanted to get some of my own, some other different things done. I've got a couple baby things I want to get done. I've got a baby shower January 4th, I think. It is, so I want to get a few little baby things done.
what do you do for the shower?
This was the first one I've done things for. I want to do the Anne Frank cardigan, the Anne Frank sweater. I want to do, and that'll be, if I buckle down, it's a 2 to 3 day job. if there's a lot of football on a weekend, I can do sit and watch. Sorry, I gotta work on this. Then there's also the vertebrae sweater, which doesn't have it doesn't have the bulk in front. It just kind of comes to the side, so that more for like laying the baby on your chest when they're newborn. I want to try to do that, and some booties. Baby's due in March, so I got green for kind of MSU and St. Patrick's Day combination.
Nice.
So
And who's having the baby?
my daughter's looking at me like, "Who's having the baby?" Jenny. Yeah.
You didn't share that in your last computer update.
Was it a secret?
No, it wasn't a secret. No. She's doing March.
Did she announce it publicly and I just missed it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
It's our neighbor's daughter having a baby.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
One of my friends is doing the Anne Frank baby sweater for a friend. She's her friend's daughter's child.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 19 months old. She's never seen her. She doesn't know how big she is. So she said, and I really like the Anne Frank sweater because it's, right there, it's neck down, don't have seams, blah, blah, blah. And she says, how do I adapt the pattern for older? And I said, use a heavier yarn and a bigger needle.
Yep.
Unless you want to do the math on it. And then you could do it if following Nicola's,
Mhm.
formulas, probably do something there, but she got a heavier yarn and she's using size 10 needle.
Ooh. Okay.
And it is coming out so nice.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to fit at least a toddler, if not a little bit older.
Well, good.
So she lucked out.
Yeah.
I don't know
Was
if
she
that's
using
what-
like chunky yarn?
it was a DK, a
On
little
a-
bit, or a sport.
Sweet.
I don't think it was a worsted. But it's really coming out nice. And she said, well, I'm getting ready to start the sleeves and it's calling for double point needles. And so I looked through my double points. I didn't have any. And I said, well, why don't you just do magic glue?
Mhm.
Yeah.
She said, well, I don't want to do 2 at a time. And I picked up my socks and I held it so that you couldn't see one of the socks. And I said, here's magic glue right here. Look.
Right.
Well, she was thinking magic loop meant you had to do 2 at a time.
Well, she sees me doing 2 at a time and she's like, I don't want to do 2 at a time. In other words, don't make me do it. Well, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. This is knitter's choice. You do what you want to.
Exactly.
And there was another lady last Wednesday that she is such a tight knitter. She's just one step above having the yarn squeak off her needles that tight. And she pulled out a cowl. It was really neat pattern. You could wear it as a cowl and both ends are open. Or you can wear it as a hat and then you take this I-cord tie and tie the top off. And it was really cute. And I said, well, I know with myself, if I'm using, like it said, to use 16-inch cable, I can't use a 16-inch cable on something like that because I go real tight if I'm using a short cable. And she said, well, what do you mean? And then one of the other ladies said, well, you can't do that on something so small. Like, yeah, you can. And she said, well, she went into a yarn shop. It wasn't the one in Charlevoix. She said, Alpina? Anyway, the woman told her, you can't use a longer cable on something like that. And I said, think about sitting there and knitting on this really short cable. Are you comfortable? She goes, well, it's a little tight, but, and I said, well, if you have a longer cable, you can just sit there and relax.
Yeah,
Whether she will or not, knitter's choice. That's the
Exactly.
best thing I learned from Charlene, knitter's choice.
Yep,
it's your project.
you are the boss of it.
You're the boss of your project.
And you can just do fake magic loop. You can just pull, like over here, if this wasn't enough, I would just, make a little space and just pull out a loop. And
Yeah,
just,
that's what I do.
yeah,
Here I am.
yeah, exactly.
And I said this, but I did it and I had my socks on needle. Well, yeah, you can do it when you have something like that. I said, no, you can do it individually too. Because
Yeah.
and Frank's sweater, because I used that the yarn and the gradient yarn
Mm-hmm.
in the plastic. And I
Yeah.
said, I used it, I could only do one at a time because the way it's in the
In the
package,
cake.
the case. And I thought, oh, these are going to be wonky sleeves, and they turned out to be perfect. And the gradient coming down was the same, and I thought, I don't know how that worked, but thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Now
Gotta
I
love.
got to get started on the hat.
Well, Knitting Pure and Simple has a very simple baby set for just a little basic, hat, with just a little ribbed brim and then just knit, and then the little mittens to keep them from scratching themselves or just keep their hands warm, and little muckluck booties. And it's all done in worsted weight on size 7 needles. And I'm like, and Roxanne makes those in her sleep practically. She said to me, she goes, you can have that whole set done in 2 days.
Wow.
The little booties would take a day. The little mitts would take, she said maybe 3, depending on, if you want to eat. But she's like, that'd take you no time at all to do a set like that. And which is what I was gonna do. I thought, well, that's something simple,
Yep.
and I dig through, they're not gonna find out what it is, so I'm digging through my craft yarn, trying to find some neutral, even just make up some baby socks, because I can do a little baby, from Charlene's pattern, I can do a baby sock a day, so.
She has baby sock patterns?
Yeah.
Oh, have to go on her website.
Yeah, and then she's got toddler ones that use like a DK sport weight.
But it's the same concept, but it's a thicker yarn, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same concept, just a little bit thicker, and I think size 4 needle versus the, ones for the baby ones.
All right, who's got the dog? I'm
That's
jealous.
Gabby.
Okay.
That's Gabby. That's my grandpuppy. She sees something or hears something.
Does her
She will,
bark?
yeah, she will bark from like 20 feet away and let you know that there's something out there, but you have to go get it. She's not going for it. My little scaredy cat.
Yeah, just bring me back my Yeti.
But she
my coat.
hears the kids outside playing, and she'll be like, get off the lawn, kids. And she's hiding. But I will probably get off in a few minutes. We're gonna go meet my son-in-law for lunch.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying this time away.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna say, who's that walking? It's Roger.
That's at your house, Diane.
Is it miracle recovery?
Well, that's good. You still got the boys still there too to help.
Yeah.
If they need help.
Frank was a
Yeah.
big help yesterday.
Yeah. Or if you need to, like you said, take a shower,
Oh, he can't do that yet. 'cause
No,
he
I
has
meant
the
you
pump.
need, if you need to take one,
Oh,
you can say, hey, keep an eye on your, listen for your dad while I run upstairs.
Yep. Yep.
well, Frank's a lot closer in height with Dale than I am,
Yeah,
because he's about 6'2". And Dale being 6'4".
yeah,
But it was really a comedy getting him in the truck
Oh,
Oh,
gosh,
that's
I can't even imagine.
and then getting out of the truck. She said, okay, you're going to have to do the same thing in reverse, but, and he can't bend his knee yet, and he
Right.
hit the block. So he couldn't feel anything.
yeah,
So he kind of just slid out like he was on the slide.
yeah.
And he was really good about it.
Wow.
But she was funny. She got in the back seat and said, okay, this is how it's going to look when he comes out. And she did it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
I'm visual. I have to see it.
yeah. There's a rehab center, PT rehab center in Fort Wayne, which is where the Studebaker car and a couple of the other old cars used to be made. And so the car companies gave this rehab center like a car cut in half. Came in and mounted it to the wall, so they could practice opening a car door, swiveling, backing up in to sit down and teaching them how to swivel in and out of the cars. Instead of like having to go out into a parking lot in the middle of Indiana winter with ice and snow, they've got it right in the rehab building.
Oh,
That's
nice.
So they've got like a right side and a left side of a car mounted to the walls, so they could practice. I found that out when my mom was in rehab and the first time, and I thought, well, that is genius, because they were they set up chairs to make a fake car. Okay, well, you back up to the passenger seat, you're going to back up with your walker, and then you're going to sit down and pivot and lift your legs. You're trying to reenact it with chairs. And that's when they were telling me about the place in Fort Wayne, and I thought, well, now that makes that's what all the automotive people need to be doing with spare car frames, and just that would just be awesome. I mean, I'm surprised someplace here in Michigan hasn't thought of that.
Gonna say it's too bad there's no car manufacturers around in Michigan.
I
Yeah,
know.
especially in Dearborn. Shame on them.
I know.
They could write it off on their taxes.
Yep. But that is I know, like with my mother-in-law with her back and trying to get her figure out, okay, I thought their car, the one time I brought her home from surgery, I thought their car would have been better. They have a Honda sedan versus my Traverse, which is a little bit higher for her. But she actually said she preferred my car. She has to step up on it. I carry a step stool around. She had to step up, but the sedan is so low. She really
Has to squat down.
has to squat down to get into it, kind of, and the pivot's harder. So this way, even though she has to make it's just a small little step up, and then she can just kind of gets her bottom in and then scoots over. It's just much easier in my car than their car. And which I'm like, when she said that, I got thinking, I'm like, well, yeah, that makes more sense. I was just thinking it's lower, it's lower. She didn't have to step up. And she said, actually, that's easier than trying to squat down. And then when she goes to get out, she just she pivots and then just kind of hangs on and gently slides down till her feet touch the ground.
Sweet. Well,
We
she's got it figured out, so that helps too, right?
Yeah, we've got a system. We've got it all worked out.
Does this look like 17 rows to you? Okay, maybe more like 7.
It can be whatever number you want it to be. Remember, you're the boss of your knitting.
3,
What are you working on?
6. It's row 6. The pressed flowers cardigan. Have you seen that one?
No.
Well, I will.
It's an Andrea Mowry pattern.
It's a Amy Christoffers pattern.
Oh,
And
okay. I thought it
There's,
was
she's
in-
got a cardigan, a pullover, a shawl, I think a hat, and maybe a cowl. It's crazy. Trying to get a good. I'll send you the link to the pattern if you want.
Ooh, that looks pretty.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
mine longer. I saw one, see if I can find this gal that made it. That was the first one. There's some really pretty ones in the. This gal made it super long and she put a shawl collar on it, which I'm not gonna do. But this was my inspiration to make it because I thought it was, I like the length on it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is pretty.
So I don't know if I'll make it that long or not, but
Speaking of links, have you blocked your the one we just
Growing?
finished?
Growing.
Oh, thank you.
I have not. Did you block yours?
I blocked mine and mine grew quite a bit.
Oh, did it? Oh, is it a duster length now?
Well, because it was right above the knee before blocking, and it's a couple inches below the knee now. I
Oh,
mean, it's still
cool.
perfectly fine, you know, I still love it. And it keeps you nice and warm and
It'll be perfect weather for that here before we know it.
yeah,
But yeah, I
Just
need to
the
block
feel.
that for sure.
The feel of putting it on was one of those aha moments.
yeah.
I haven't blocked mine yet.
Yours is beautiful though. I just love the color of it and
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep, I was so happy. And the Trinigan I love wearing too.
yep.
I want to work. I have 2 sweaters, the Trinigan and I can't remember the name of the other one. But I have the front, back, sleeves almost done. So, but then you have to pick up stitches and then knit up, you know, all the way around from, well, up the front. So,
I have a holiday pillow I'm trying to work out. It's done in Frosta. It's got, I chose the red background. I'm doing white snowflakes. And the one end you leave open, just put your pillow in, and you're supposed to sew in a zipper. And the other end you do like a 3 bind off, I think. And I'm like, okay, what if I don't want to do a zipper? What if I just, if I'll be really careful and not get it dirty and not need to wash it, just sew it all up. So I'm like, do I want to pick up stitches? Do I want to do a provisional cast on and then just close it up? Or so I'm still thinking. And knowing me, I'll end up putting a zipper in because that's what the directions say, and you know. But I've never put a zipper in a knitted garment, so
it's easy.
that's what I hear. And you just do it with regular thread. You don't do it with yarn.
Correct. I did anyway. I found it was a baby sweater, a toddler sweater,
Uh-huh.
and it had a hood, but it zipped up the back.
Oh yeah.
And I put the zipper in that and I thought, whoa, I did pretty good. And then the Oregon vest, that has a zipper too.
Yeah.
Is that a baby sweater also?
No, it's an adult sweater, but the pattern's written for 3 different weights of yarn.
Oh, cool.
And when I was working at Neighborhood Knits here, that was one of the samples I made.
Oregon vest.
Mhm. Is it an Anne Norling pattern?
Yeah, Marlene, yeah, it sounds like something hers would be.
Yeah.
Oh, Annie Dempsey, maybe? Oh, Couture. Oh, there's an Alice Starmore one too. That's really pretty. Oh, this one is only for Aran weight. Dang.
I can go up and get it real quick because those are the ones that I wear a lot. Be right back.
Okay. Dale, don't go anywhere.
You hear? They'll don't go anywhere.
Okay, I feel like I'm sprouting roots planted in a chair.
Yep. Till PT gets there, then they'll run you through your paces.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing the bind off on this cowl. And it's a I-cord bind off, but you alternate the color every 2 rows.
Oh,
It's very pretty. I'm starting on my shawl tonight.
I was almost gonna do that tubular cast on, like the Trinigan. But at the last minute, I was like, nah, never mind. Long tail's good enough for this. It's a 1x1. It's not a bad look. It's a 1x1 rib, so
Yeah.
Okay, here they are. This one I wear with jeans a lot.
well, let me pin you. I'll be able to see it actually.
There we go. I wanted to zip it.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
And
that's
it has
cool.
pockets.
very pretty. I like your Disney sweatshirt too.
Oh, thank you. And I keep them on the same hanger together because I just like grabbing in and going.
Yeah.
I don't have to look for them.
And what weight yarn was that? Do you know?
I carried 2 yarns with this one.
That's really pretty.
That is very pretty.
It's got the
And it's
pockets.
simple. So simple. I brought down my binder. Hopefully I have the pattern in there.
Yeah, I've got this one, it says haute couture, and it looks like yours, but it only shows one weight.
Is that the one with kind of a camely color?
It's got like an orange color on it, and there's a guy with buttons, but I mean, it looks like I think it looks like the one you just tried on. Well, that didn't work. Here it is, if you can see. It's got the same kind of detail up on the zipper up at the neck. Anyhow, yeah. Oh, it is knit and heavy worsted, chunky or super bulky.
Oh, there you go.
Does it have good directions for putting in the zipper?
Yes,
Oh, sweet.
it is. Haute couture, Oregon best.
Okay, Annie Dempsey.
It comes petite, small, medium, large, larger, largest. And can you see that?
Yep, that's the same sweater. Very cool. Oh, yeah, I remember that line of patterns. Okay.
And it says outerwear vest in 3 weights of yarn.
Nice.
It is very nice. I really enjoyed doing this one. And it's worsted, chunky, and bulky, just like you said.
It would be fun to do it in
And then I have this cheater sheet that I found, I can't tell you where, and how to put zippers in. Which way am I going? There you go.
from the experts. Zip up your knits.
Yeah. I'll try to copy it and then forward it to you.
Oh,
See
that'd
how
be
it
great.
comes out.
Thank you.
Sure.
Because
But
I need another project.
Well, you just might get bored with what you have.
I wonder if I could make that out of that plump yarn, that spin cycle, that bulky weight. This is what that sweater is that I was wearing today.
Yeah, you could do it out of that.
Oh, that's pretty.
'Cause I bought yarn to make another plump, but that would be fun to make a vest out of it too.
Yeah,
When Charlene gets back, I bet she's still got some plump around.
yeah, she does.
Last I knew, she had like a ton of it.
Yep. She's still got some pretty colors. One of the colors I wanted to get to make the plump is gone, but that's okay. I said, that's okay, because there's other colors, so
There you go.
I can go out of my comfort zone a little bit. I can't go too far, but I can go a little bit. Well, I am gonna pop off here so we can go meet my son-in-law for lunch.
Okay. So when you go, just when The Last of Us is done and hits leave,
This-
then does it wait a while and then shut
I
itself
think it
down?
waits a few minutes and then it shuts off.
Okay.
It sounds like that's what happens. So however long you guys want to stay on, and just when everybody leaves, you just leave.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Well, I'll leave when Bruno
Yeah.
comes.
okay.
Yeah, when's Bruno will be there any second?
No, he's just, oh, I'll go away. Keeps texting me. Nobody remembers. Don't call me on Saturdays between 10 and noon.
No.
That's like the golden time for all my kids to want to get a hold of me, and so.
Or come over and visit, or bring the
Right.
puppy over. Yeah.
But they want to come see me, make sure I'm doing good and all that, so I never turn them away.
I know.
But next time, could you possibly come at a different time?
I know. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I've worked with my youngest the last couple days when I've talked to him. He's like, well, maybe I said, well, I do my Zoom meeting on Saturdays. I know.
And you still come over?
Well, he texted me this morning. He's the one that's moving across the lake. And
Nice.
so he's got, I told you about the deal with their garage. So they couldn't get into their garage. So he was storing stuff of his at our house. And anyway, he had to come over this morning and take some stuff home.
Yeah,
But it's all come together over there, so.
oh, that's good.
He'll be in by Christmas.
Oh, they moved in last, that picture that I sent you, when you push the button, you can hear the cranes in the background. That
Yeah.
was the first sunrise. So that was, I think they moved in Saturday, last week, Saturday. Anyhow. Yeah, but they're living there, but they are surrounded by,
Boxes.
workers, putting
Yeah.
inside, finishing up the kitchen.
Yeah, but it's a fun time.
Oh, yeah, it was worth it.
It's a fun time. You
Yeah.
guys can do flashlight signals across the water at night now.
Yeah, I know it.
Morse code.
Morse code across the lake.
That actually happened. We have a neighbor that lived just a couple doors down, and his mom lived across from him. And yeah, like every night at like 9 o'clock or whatever, she would like flip the lights on a couple times, and he would flip his lights on a couple times, and that's how they
Aw.
checked up on each other.
Oh, that's
That
nice.
was
perfect.
pretty sweet.
That's
That is so
perfect.
nice.
Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will be texting you during the week, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Dale, behave.
Okay.
He said, okay, I don't know if you heard him.
Yeah, I heard him. Do everything Bruno says. And what Diane says too.
You hear that? And what I say too.
Well, of course.
I manage his pills. You can't go to the bathroom without me.
Yes.
That's funny.
Well, you
Oh,
guys have a
shoot.
wonderful week, and I'll
Okay.
chat with you by text.
Right. See ya.
Bye.
She just makes me laugh. She's so funny.
She's always smiling and happy.
Yeah. Could bottle that.
Well, maybe one of these times Charlene will pop on with us. She'll get up at 2 a.m. her time and pop on with us. But she can, I don't know how it, so it's being recorded, but I don't know how it gets from being recorded to being on her YouTube channel. If that's something that she'll have to catch on when she gets back home, or if she can do it, from where she's at.
I wonder if she could do it where she's at.
I don't know. Cause I used to watch them when I had missed a meeting. I would like during the week, I would listen in and knit. Almost not quite the same, but better than nothing.
There you go.
My husband's golfing. It's the Edmund Fitzgerald Memorial Tournament today.
Ooh,
It's really not, it's getting a little breezy, but it's not too bad. I mean, there's been years when it was brutal. But we were
Where
both
does
up in
he-
college in Sault Ste. Marie when that happened, so he likes to golf in it.
in Sault Ste. Marie?
Uh-huh. Yep. It was, I think, 1975 when the Edmund Fitzgerald sunk, pretty sure.
I was thinking doing this for a Christmas present, but I think I'm gonna do it for Christmas present to me.
There you go.
Okay. There's so many people that are still Facebooking about Sun Valley, our campgrounds that oh, look at Gina sending all these posts. I wonder if she really is just inviting us to come up.
But there's not still people there though, are there?
No,
They're closed, right?
well, yeah, it is closed. It's out of season. but Gina and her husband live there.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. So she, okay.
And she's worked, I don't know if her husband has worked as long as she has there, but she's been there 20 some years.
Oh, wow.
And they just graduated to a bigger tiny home than
Okay.
where they were. And it looks like twice the size to me.
Wow.
And they have a great spot right on the lake, all this land around them, that their site is just huge.
Wow.
It's like being home and having all of this, you know.
It's more
every-
stuff to take care of, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if that's your hobby, some people actually enjoy working, in their yard and stuff, but
I
Mm.
used to.
yeah.
Well, every time we went out in our backyard, the princess next door has her recording on. Hi, you're being recorded. Hi, you're being recorded.
I forgot about her.
So it just took the fun out of working in the yard.
Yep. Yep. Hi, you're being recorded. You should get one also.
I thought about that, to be honest with you.
Yikes. It's one in every neighborhood.
Yeah. You know, all the years that I've had a house, she's the first one. And I moved, my very first house I bought in 1979. And this is the first bad neighbor I've had.
Wow.
Had
So you gotta-
dynamite neighbors.
That's cool.
And I just think to myself, well, she's on the side that we don't have a door opening to her side. We don't have to look at her.
There you go.
So I'm happy with that. And a friend of mine gave me these seeds for sunflower. Show you Mary's. Oh gosh, they're gorgeous. Hey, Mary. One of my friend's brother lives in Portland, and he's volunteering. He and his partner are volunteering at a lighthouse to take care of the lighthouse from, I think it was last month to the middle of end of January.
Okay.
Something I would love to do. But
Do they have to stay in the lighthouse, or they can take turns coming and going if they need to?
no, they live out of a trailer now,
Okay.
and they decided that that's what they wanted to do in their retirement years.
Okay.
And so they have free site privileges.
Oh, cool.
So they can stay exactly where they're at and have the benefit of being their own person.
Sweet. But they don't have to it's only been in novels, I think I've read about people having to be, living in the in the lighthouse and doing the actual, surveillance and stuff.
Yeah, like at Whitefish Point, I think they do. They have to have somebody in-house. Okay. Can you see this? The
Yeah.
orange flowers? That
Yeah.
is one plant.
Wow. Does that grow in 1 year? Or is that
Yeah, at the beginning of the season. And then when they dry off, they get these like pods.
Okay.
And then you have to let them really dry out. And that's where the seeds are. And Carol gave Mary 2 plants. This plant survived, the other one didn't.
Okay.
And is it hummingbirds or butterflies that, I think it's hummingbirds
Oh, cool.
that they just love this. But it's almost 6 feet high. So I'm gonna put that on the side here. So I
Perfect.
don't have, and I thought that'd be pretty for in front of the tiny home. Not really in front. Because we do have to park there.
Oh, yeah.
Minor detail.
But that grows that much in 1 year? Is that like an
Yeah.
annual or?
It's an annual.
Okay, wow, can you start it inside so it's like 3 feet already by the time you plant it?
Well, it was about 6 inches, I guess.
Okay,
And she planted it and that's what it turned into.
wow.
Oh, I think, Jill, would you get that? It's probably for you. Oh, excuse me.
Bruno, come on in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off my middle. Okay, Bruno's here doing his magic.
All right, excellent. Hope all goes well. See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, where do I leave?